100%. Right. It's Dan's all about Arsenal. I'm back with Josh, Alex, and we've got a gap here just in case Vinny, he's not showing up, guys, but Vinny, unfortunately, still can't be here. But a couple of weeks' time, he'll be back. We'll throw a big party. We'll go mad like the Arsenal boys are doing at the moment. So we've had an incredible week that we need to talk about. We're going to break it down, but I almost want to start with a Leeds game, I'll be honest, because I think that's what everyone's talking about as the most important game of the week. And I want to get everyone's thoughts on it. So where do you want to start, boys? Where do you want to start? We're going alphabetical. Let's start with Alex. Let's go for it. I'm hyped. I'm buzzing.
We dominated. We played really well. The Saka injury wasn't a worry in the slightest. Madueke had a brilliant game.
Were you worried at any one point when you saw the injury? Like past seasons, we were all freaked out and gone, "Oh my God,
100%.
we're going to lose."
Yeah. No, not with the depth that we've got now. No,
unreal.
It doesn't. I love Saka, but Madueke's shown he's had some like missing games. He hasn't really done a lot when he's come on, or he's not been a great sub. But I feel like when he's started a game, he's been a lot better. And I thought he played really well. I thought collectively everyone played really well. Great season.
So point to prove almost like he come on and just made the game his own, and everyone. It literally has been, waxing lyrical about him, to be honest with you, since the game. I mean, and he started off, didn't he, like start the season? I mean, we had that moment where we were like, do you think Saka will get back in? There was those talks happening.
Yeah.
At the point I was like, you're mad. Like, I like the guy, but he's played a couple of good matches. But what a replacement for a Saka, which we didn't have before, we generally would fall apart a little bit and be like, any one player, starter, would shit would hit the fan and would lose at 10 games. Something like stupid. But it's a different Arsenal, isn't it, this season with the depth we've got. So, but was there any kind of I suppose standout players for you apart from Madueke on the day? Because there was some good performances all round.
I quite like this. It was only it wasn't for a long period of the game, but Martinelli on the right hand side, and he played that great ball across the Gyökeres. I thought that was good. I thought Gyökeres had a good game. I collectively, I think, the whole team played really well. So,
I was impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh, performance for you. I mean, the game generally, like, where were you? Is it a home game watch and kids behind it? I was trying to get everyone involved.
So I didn't watch it live, so I've only seen the highlights. But I sort of followed it live, if you know what I mean. I followed it, but I didn't watch any of it until the highlights. So I can't sort of fully commit to any comments on the players in terms of like who was my favourite, because I only saw the good bits anyway.
Fair enough.
But I just think it just showed our sort of dominance really, and at that level, I think even though Leeds, they're a good side, it's at Ellen Road. We soon silenced their crowd. As soon as we got the first goal, really, it sort of shook them a bit. And I keep sort of going back to this reference of there was a Instagram thing that I sent you from Guillem Balaga, the Spanish football pundit, who I quite like anyway. I've always quite liked him when I've sort of followed a little bit of Spanish football and stuff like that. He's always been on the shows and things like that. So I've always respected what he said, and he kind of basically said that the rest of Europe are using Arsenal as like the sort of almost like the pinnacle of the way the game is going now. In terms of the way it's played in these like phases, and and sort of it's about the transition from the phases. It's just quite interesting, and I sort of almost, when I was watching the highlights of the game, I was sort of, you could see it. You sort of go, yeah, I completely understand what you're saying, and I think that's also why, in general, again, it's been mentioned across all sort of social media and everything, but in general, we're having a lot more success in terms of our attacking threat in Europe, because they're not playing in this low block that a lot of the Premier League is against us. And that's not to say that's against every team. Obviously, you know, the likes of you know, your Liverpools and Man Cities and stuff like that, they're not necessarily going to play in a low block, not for the whole game anyway. But you know, I think for us that's the test now, is how can we break down these teams, and again in respect of, you know, the set piece goals and stuff like that we get. I mean, people sort of like almost joke about it, but we're scoring a lot of goals from it. Like, do you not want to score from corners? Do you not want to, you know, do you know what I mean? Like, what's
the whole
your
thing's stupid,
kind of,
isn't it? Literally,
what's the argument? I don't really get the argument of, like, you know, oh, you're scoring from corners, that's so boring. Like, well, if you get a corner, do you not want to score from it?
no, we don't do that.
What's the point of a corner?
I know.
Well, exactly. You know, I mean, and all of these, especially these ex-Man United pundits, and, you know,
one embarrassing week for Man United,
stuff like that. I'm just like, you know, like, I think I said to you, I used to have quite a bit of respect for Paul Scholes, like, because I thought he was a good footballer, and in general, even though I thought he was quite boring as a pundit, like, in general, what he was saying was always, you know, pretty good. But the stuff he's been coming out with about Arsenal just sort of sounds like someone that's really, like, bitter. Do you know what I mean? Someone that's really
Proper
like,
sour.
oh, you know, yes, he's got some sour grapes in his mouth, probably up his Arsenal.
Oh my god! Do you know what? Because it's the you've gone, well, it's the worst team. If they win it, it's the worst team to win it for a long time. But if they lose it, they're bottling it. They're going to bottle it.
Yeah,
you know, and you can't.
So it's lose, like, in everyone else's eyes. Like,
I think you just have to ignore the noise and just be like, let's
set it up for. I think it's because they know deep down that, like I was saying, we're kind of at the forefront of this sort of new system and way of playing that everyone else is going to start copying, you know. And again, it's like I said to you, it's a bit like when Wenger first sort of came over here, and he sort of changed the way things were done in terms of, like, the training, you know, trying to stop the lads from drinking, and, do you know what I mean? Just like implementing culture, a lot of these things. Yeah, the culture, as well as obviously the tactical sort of you know, attacking play that he sort of brought in was completely different to the way English football was played prior to that. And then, you know, unfortunately for us and for Wenger, people caught up and people adapted, and that's the thing that what we're doing now is the same, in terms of we've changed it and we've adapted, but now other teams, they will start to adapt. So where we need to obviously keep on evolving and changing that to try and stay at the top, you know. And like I've said before, you know, if we can do that, then we'll be dominant for the next sort of decade, really.
Yeah,
we
are like pinnacle. Go on, sorry, mate.
Just quickly, what you're saying about, like, the set pieces, I don't know if this was true. I saw, like, a negative Arsenal post earlier, and someone put a screenshot in the comments, and it was ESPN. I think it was last year or the year before, talking about Liverpool, how brilliant it was that they were scoring goals from set pieces, and then ESPN this year saying how boring Arsenal have made football by scoring from set pieces.
Yeah,
it was ESPN, like, different, because it's Arsenal. It's a completely different narrative. Like,
well, it's because it's not Pep Guardiola, who the media absolutely adore, don't they? So you know, as soon as he's not doing well, it's like, oh, who can we pick holes in? Like, oh, the people who are doing well, let's pick holes in them.
Trash.
You know, let's spin that, what is actually quite a positive thing, into a negative, just to, you know, make them look bad. You know, I mean, we all know as a fan base we're not very well liked. But
Very,
in all
very
honesty, I don't really like any of them. So
I suppose that's why we're rivals. We're fans for a reason, and we're rivals for a reason, because
well,
that's
yeah,
what you do.
yeah,
You support your team, you hate the other team, but we just seem to be at the forefront, and literally guns have all turned towards us. We're turning our one
yeah.
cannon out,
But
and still,
it will do, won't it? At the end of the day, we're top of the league. You know, we're 6 points clear.
On that note, let me bring up
You know,
the
and
league
then,
table.
but then again, they'll flip it and go, oh, you know, you could have been 14 points clear. Well, yeah, but we're not. But we're still 6 points clear.
It's not good. It's not good enough, Josh.
Still winning. Winning's winning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the league table as it stands, obviously,
Because
24 games played.
the trouble is, what will happen is we'll end up winning the league by about 8 points, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just throwing this out there. I'm not going to put any bets on, but yeah, we're going to win by about 8 points, and but they won't. What they'll sort of try and make out is that obviously, like City weren't up to their usual best. They struggled with injuries.
Yeah.
They had this, they had that. You know, and you sort of think, well, yeah, but we've struggled with injuries. You know, throughout literally the whole season.
Yeah.
I think there was at one point we were in like the top sort of 2 or 3 in terms of minutes lost, like per player.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like, you know, then that's not going to change because obviously, you know, now Marino's out for basically the rest of the season, or potentially the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's
He
slightly
might
frustrating.
potentially come back, you know, just before the end, but you sort of think, well, he's basically out then, isn't he?
Again, if we're okay on that, I think we'll be okay as it stands. But if we get more injuries, he's such a versatile player that it could come up as an issue, because he could play centre forward, attacking, mid. He's your kind of your box to box midfielder, and that is a bit of a blow. And then you go, I'll put another picture up. And is this now a bit of a worry that we let this guy go?
Well, I did think that. To be honest, that was literally my initial reaction. Was like, maybe we should have. But I mean, we can recall him, I presume. I don't know what the clauses are within the loan deal, but because Deservery's gone, isn't he?
Oh, is he gone?
Yeah,
Wow.
This was.
I didn't know.
End of last week, like basically because obviously they got knocked out, didn't they, of the Champions League because of that.
They got rid of him.
Jeez,
I didn't realise, Josh. You know.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he walked, and obviously
that
was
was
a major thing.
That was a big reason for him going.
Yeah, it was obviously because of the manager.
It's interesting.
So,
that could trigger a clause going. Well, actually, if you want to withdraw him because he's gone, maybe you can get him back. But he only really covers one position, and you've still got Odegaard. Is realistically going to cover that kind of position. I don't think there's anyone need for it, and that's the problem. Hence why I had to go in the first place to get minutes. And granted to him, I mean, I've only his first game he scored a goal. I don't know anything after that apart from them getting knocked out. But if as long as he's getting minutes, getting time, he's developing. That's all he's there for. He'll come back to us in summer. We look and assess and what's going to go next. But it is a shame for the Marino front. But I genuinely think unless we get any major injuries, Havertz is now obviously back, which is a huge part, and he's going to.
And I'm liking him in that deeper role. He complements Gyökeres so well. Like the two games that they've obviously played together in the minutes that they've had, that you can just see that Havertz is just so much more switched on to the way Gyökeres plays.
Exactly.
And I don't know if that's just a sign of just how intelligent he is as a player, or whether because he's had so much time out, he can almost sit back and watch and go, right, this is what I need to do. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly that. Interesting. We got a comment from D-Day Spring. When Yuri needs to be playing time, he will not develop properly if he continues to stay with us. This season, it is good for him and Arsenal in the long run. 100%. I think we all knew it.
We all agree. We all agree in terms of. I think it was a good move for him to go there on loan. No buy option. Obviously, we want him back. He wants to come back. I think as for him, he's still only 18. You've got to remember this. Like, he is still a kid. I know. We're very quick to put the pressure on a lot of these young guys that are they have their breakthrough. It might be a breakthrough season. It's a bit like Mars Skelly. Obviously last season because of injuries and everything, he really broke through. And now because the other players, the more senior players, are back, and a little bit more suited, I think, to the system. And he's struggling to get minutes, but it's not to say that he's going to be out of. We're going to look to get rid of him. I still think he's got a big part to play in our club's history.
For sure. Well, I want to kind of recap just a little bit back on the Leeds game and the scorers, because I've got a couple more images and stuff like that. So we kind of got to start with these two linking up, obviously, for the first goal. Zubimendi, obviously, he'd had a bit of a tough time with it. He'd obviously from me and Alex were on last week, obviously talking about the Man United game, and obviously Zubimendi let the first goal go. So he's been under a little bit of pressure. And so for him to come in, score a decent goal, he's probably one of the smallest players on the pitch, but to get ahead on it as well.
Yeah, again,
from the
he's
ball.
already scored a header, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, I think second one, yeah. So, but I think good game. I think good game all round for both these guys. Obviously, you've got man and a match, obviously, on the day for Noni, which well deserved. But I think
I'm glad he got his goal as well.
Yes,
that was just ridiculous, and obviously his little plea at the end almost. I don't know if you see the interview afterwards. Where he said "Come on, man."
He was so right.
He said it's going in.
It was going in. If a keeper got a glove to it, is what you said, Josh, when it went in.
I could understand if it came off the crossbar and it hit the goalie and went in.
That's different.
Because technically it's not on target. But if it's on target and he flaps at it and punches it in the net, even though it was going in anyway.
Yeah.
So that's it's the same. Like I would say in the message, and it's the same if you have a shot and it's on target and the keeper gets a hand to it. Like for instance, the other night, the other week when Gyökeres scored against Inter, the goalkeeper got quite a big hand to it, but it still went in.
Yeah,
so that's not an own goal, is it? So
no, exactly. It was all a bit silly.
I don't really get where the sense was in giving it as an own goal in the first place. It's kind of like, why is it?
As soon as it happened, asked all the players run over to him because they're like, that's his goal. That's Benny. It was a good.
Exactly.
He's not taking corners every week. He's not starting every game. All that, as we know. But to kind of hit as swiftly as that, catch everyone out, and the routine's there for a reason. If we're not beating them at the back post, we beat them at the near post. We've got.
It's just putting it in them dangerous areas, isn't it? It's making 100%. Sure. You're not. Even though these guys obviously, they train every day on the set pieces and everything. It's you're not going to get it every time. No, you're not going to get it every time.
Exactly that.
And so it's just about getting it in a dangerous area, and the law of averages you're going to get.
We've got a good average, I'm sure, at the moment when you look at that. But another comment here from D-Day Spring. He's in with us tonight. Thanks, mate. So he just says, MLS, obviously touching on the Nwaneri stuff, MLS sitting on the bench and getting minutes here and there is actually good for him. The second leg against PSG showed he is still some levels to go. Challenging Calafiori and Nkapie will build him. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't disagree with that at all.
I think the thing with Lewis Skelly is that he's a midfielder by trade. Obviously he's only a youngster. He doesn't necessarily know his final position he's ever going to play in. But I think coming in at a young age and playing as a fullback is a good way to sort of learn the game, learn the system. I think when he's played this season, you can't just say because he's not had the game minutes, because their fitness levels are insane. But it's proved that he's not the quickest, and he does like to dive in a bit. So I think mate, you were saying, having Calafiori and Nkapie in front of him, he can sort of learn a bit more of the defensive side, because that's where they're obviously stronger. Although Calafiori in the Champions League, what was he doing?
Yeah. I mean, that was a bit silly. That's just a lack of sharpness, I think, and fitness, wasn't it? He kind of just pulled the guy back. It was like, I don't think he expected him to get away from him. It looked worse than I think it probably was. But
but I think the thing is as well, if you would have actually really sort of judged it, you'd have gone, that's all right, the ball's going to go, because David Ray was coming out. He would have probably got there before the player anyway.
He didn't need to do it.
he didn't need to do it, and obviously it's given away a goal. And I mean, we ended up obviously conceding again late on, so it made the game look a little bit naff, really. But
Yeah,
you
and
know,
we should have
was in
scored a lot
control
more.
for most of it. Yeah,
To
we
be
should
honest
have
with
done.
you.
Yeah.
We had so many chances. But I mean, going on from obviously the goals we had, obviously, I'm glad Madueke got his goal, which we said. Obviously, we got this man scoring again.
Good to see him on the. And again, like Alex was saying earlier, he had a good game. I thought from the bits that I see anyway, he looked like he was pretty good, pretty on it.
I think
he's
Havertz
getting the delivery,
linking up well with Havertz and everyone else. To be honest, and like I said, he got the delivery. I was quite pleased for him. I obviously put him down as a goal scorer as well.
Yeah. I haven't even worked this out because no one's been here. So I'll work it out another day. But keeping scores, Alex was winning last time. It's probably there or thereabouts with you and Josh. I'm nowhere near. But I'll have a recap of the count up for another show. But D-Day Spring as well. Just dropping another comment here, just saying happy for Madueke's performance on Saturday. Showed his readiness. The summer recruitment was good because we don't have glaring drop-offs when a first teamer is out or injured. So, and that's what we were saying. Obviously, there was, let's be honest, he's had a man of the match performance with a Saka who's not been, at his best this season. I don't think he's still making stuff happen, and he's still a great player. He's not, dropped off. It's just been a different season for Saka, I think, this year. But I think that's across the board. I think the Premier League is that much harder. They have worked as, players like a Saka out a little bit. When Madueke, he's a little bit more different, bit direct. It's showing something different, but he does, like you say, he's better starting games almost and coming in and then trying to make a difference. He's one of the games coming on, I don't think. But let's be honest, it's as soon as Saka's fit. I haven't heard anything today about how long he's going to be out for, but I don't think
they reckon that he's going to miss the Chelsea game tomorrow, but he'll be back for the weekend. Like I say, it's not anything major. It's just a little kind of niggle. But I think he's probably going to be
or something like that. They said, I think, like maybe just he sort of pulled up, wasn't he, in the warm up.
Yeah. I think it was probably more just precautionary, really. But
I think they pretty much say you've got a niggle, just don't go on. We got the depth. Just let us know, and drop out kind of thing. But obviously, so the final score obviously on Saturday was 4-0, 4 glorious goals. Back on top.
Jesus scoring again.
Oh yeah, well,
as well. A good goal as well, wasn't it? He took that.
There he really just little Cruyff turn.
It was a decent. The way he kind of stopped, and I was thinking I should have hit that first time, and he did. And then it was a great finish. But he's a frustrating striker, isn't he? Because he's so gifted and talented, and he sometimes just doesn't hit the target. Like the ball, I don't know who passed to him and he just hit it straight across.
He went all the way, and Martinelli nearly got on the end of it. But
it's like. But that's the thing. It's just these little things, and this is why we've kind of got options. This is why we've not just got a Jesus or a Havertz or a Gyökeres now. We have options, so they can see something different if it's not working out. But we haven't got an out and out. That's the man who's going to score. But they're both scoring.
We don't have a Haaland.
No, exactly.
But then, like, if you think, there's 14 games left in the league. For instance, if they were to score 14 goals, even if it was between them, you'd still go, that's bloody good, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You'd be happy with that. So what's to say they're not going to? And then, again, it shuts people up in terms of them going, you haven't got your bagsman. Well, we have actually, thank you. We've got two.
We've got plenty. But what's the beautiful thing is obviously midweek, the Champions League game, I was very, very pleased to see Havertz come back. And I thought the 45 minutes he had, I was like, wow, where has he been all season? And some of the balls, like you say, connections with Gyökeres, little flicks over the top. I was like, why have we not been doing this? Or we have been, or it's just not working. But I know they were a poor side in the scheme of things, but it just allowed us to kind of have a little kick around. It works. And I just thought Havertz was outstanding. And the goal he scored, that took over.
It's a brilliant goal. Yeah,
beautiful. I thought he'd bent it more, but it was actually quite more central, and the keeper had gone too far almost.
The keeper went a bit early, didn't he? And it sort of opened it up. But I mean, he struck it well enough that it didn't really matter. I don't think the keeper would have saved it.
Done well, and I was a bit gutted when he came off, but I understand why. He's getting minutes back his legs, and he was going to play at the weekend. But I didn't think he was as. I mean, I think we're kind of expecting that to be every game, but maybe it wasn't as exciting on against Leeds. But then Odegaard come on.
There was still signs there, though, wasn't there? The sort of player that he is and the intelligence, really. and he's a big lad, and he's, he is physical. In terms of his closing down, the pressure he puts on, he's up there with all of them really. Like, the thing that sort of excites me a bit more is his relationship with Gyökeres. You can just see that there's something
100%.
a bit more there. Like they trust each other or whatever. I don't know. It's like
Gyökeres just seemed happier as
there's
well.
There's so many times that that you've been frustrated in like Odegaard, like for someone that's essentially the Ozil of this group of players. Like he's not passing to our main goal threat. Do you know what I mean? It's
but then he can do it. He showed he done it against Leeds for the Jesus goal, wasn't it? That ball was direct through, and that's what he's missing. He just needs. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. It has been a frustrating one, an Odegaard, but he has got it in he's got it in his locker. I think there's just a bit of confidence lacking. I think, but if it comes back, then we've got a play on our hands. But I think Havertz will push him because they're good friends as well, aren't they? We said this before at the wedding and stuff. Maybe Havertz unlocks other players by just him being back in the team, and I think he's maybe bigger than we all think. He's not just a presence on the field. He's what he brings to the table for everyone, or how he plays. They prefer how he works, and I think it's just trying to find where everyone's preferred position is, because there was an element of Odegaard coming out on the left rather than the right, and he's felt a bit more comfortable. There was a talk about that as well. So I don't know. Interesting things. But I've got a couple more comments just to touch on, fellas. So D-Day's on it. That movement from Gyökeres is probably the only thing that's been missing all season. He's probably going to have a better goal run till the end of the season. Can you discuss his missed chance?
Yeah, he didn't have the speed again, did he? He got defender caught up with him and just got that tackling. Yeah. He should have shot a bit earlier, but I think if he was more confident, if he'd been having more shots like in open play, where he's one-on-one with the keeper, I think he would have had a go from a bit more range. But he did just hold on to it too long.
It was extra 2 touches.
I don't know if the Portuguese league is that much slower, in terms of the defenders and stuff. But he seems to just be missing that slight bit of sharpness in terms of pace, like knocking the ball and then, like how we see like Jesus, he just literally fabricated about a quarter of a yard, which was enough to then get his shot off.
Surrounded and then,
And whereas like Gyökeres, because he's a little bit more cumbersome, I suppose, like not as agile, he sort of seems to struggle to get that, to fabricate that extra yard or half a yard for him to then get his shot off before he's then challenged.
Because he's got strength, holding people off and stuff.
He's a strong guy. His touch isn't great, is it? Let's be honest.
No.
And he's, but you feel like you're never going to see him sort of beat a player with a bit of skill. Do you know what I mean? Because he's so right-footed as well. Like it's unbelievable. Like the amount of times I've gone, why are you doing that?
What are you doing?
But, you have got a left foot. You know that, right?
He's not sure. But he's trying to get more involved in the play, dropping back a little bit and getting a bit more, 1-2s. He does need to get a few more touches in the game, get himself involved a bit more. This is quite funny. So we got Maddie Merge. They said, I deployed the mask myself when Gyökeres scored. He has to fight defenders trying to piggyback him on every week. I mean, you saw the Inter one. There was one literally had him in a headlock when he was just it was crazy. Like, what are they doing? But they know of his presence. I think probably from previous, Champions League games last year. This would be just be quite a fun for a thumbnail for me for easiness for next week. Can we all do a Gyökeres mask for the 2 goals? Can we whip that out, guys? Can we do that? Yeah, and then hold, and then I'll snapshot that later. Thanks very much. That's next week's thumbnail sorted. But yeah, I mean, Gyökeres, I'm just pleased that he's had some consistency. Is the big thing. He scored 2 goals. The blind, obviously, that was the Champions League game. We passed it into Saka's feet, wasn't it? Or was that Chelsea?
No, that was Champions League, wasn't it? That was against Inter, where he passed it into Saka, but it was a bit behind him, and Saka just sort of like towed it, and then he luckily fell into his path as he was running onto it.
And that's the sort of goal again we want to see him score.
You know, again, good finish. He obviously got enough power behind it because the keeper did get a hand to it, got enough power behind it, and it still went in, top corner. But they're the sort of things that will give him more confidence as well. And strikers more so than any player are massive confidence players. As soon as they start getting some goals, so fingers crossed. He can carry on. Quite excited for the game tomorrow, to be fair.
Mate, I'm buzzing. It was a good game. We shouldn't have maybe conceded much, but there were good goals that Chelsea scored. But it's, we're at home, we're 1-0 up, essentially, aren't we, going into it? And I'm excited for it because I want to go, let's get to a final. It's really going to be Man City, let's be honest with you, who we're going to end up playing stupid amount by the sounds of it if we get them in the Champions League as well, which could happen. And you just think, Jesus Christ, and we've still got to play them away, haven't we? I think that's one of our two away games. We've got. So being the Prem, which I'm quite lucky, I think we touched on it last week, Alex, was we've only got a few games away from London. We're in pretty much London now. The rest of the season. It's crazy, Josh, isn't it? I don't know if you've seen that. But it's you just think, well, good for us. We're local, less travelling, less upheaval. And I think it's good for the players, So going in, we've got a good run of games. Obviously, at the weekend, Sunderland are playing now. I think they were last time I looked.
Yeah, they look 1-0 up. Oh, 2-0 up.
Yeah, still 2-0. Burnley, I can't see Burnley getting out of that. But obviously, they're coming off the back of a loss from the week before. Is that right?
Oh, was that West Ham, wasn't it?
They beat West Ham, beat them 3-1, which is crazy, isn't it? And then but I don't know. I'm a little bit apprehensive. Sunderland, like it could be typical.
Well, yes and no, because obviously, we drew, but it was away at theirs, and they've got a very good. They're the only team I think still unbeaten, aren't they? At home.
At home, yeah.
They're the only team still unbeaten at home now.
That's mad.
But I think the way I'd like to think it'll be fairly easy.
Well, look, until we get there, we don't know. That's why I'm going to bring this table back in. I need the table. There we go. So just so we can appreciate kind of where we're at, because we had a fantastic weekend with the Man City result. Gone Slanky. Like, Jesus Christ, the geezer's not been around all season. Scorpion kick, I think it's fluky. I don't know. They're making a big deal of it, but I'll take it. I'll take the draw. Well, I suppose that they've got to hold on to something because they are just scraping into this. I did leave them in.
Olivier Giroud, was it, against Crystal Palace?
Mate, that was an unbelievable goal, wasn't it? Do you remember that?
That was fully intentional. Do you know what I mean? That was like,
and he was much further out, to be fair, I think, from memory.
Oh, yeah. And it was on the top of the crossbar, whereas his one sort of just looped over, didn't it? Like deflection. Crazy.
So the results, obviously, you've got, obviously, with Aston Villa, again, losing 1-0 to Brentford. Unbelievable. So they're dropping, right off. And the whole Man United, they're still on a bit of a burn since.
They've won 3 games. Right, they beat us, Man City, and Fulham. Like,
Alex is having none of it.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. That guy is not going to get a haircut. Like, they're going to lose to West Ham. They're going to lose to West Ham. You watch it. Like, I've got someone I work with, and he came in to work today. Like, just go. Oh, Bruno Fernandes, he should be. I'm going to say he's probably one of the best midfielders ever in the Premier League. I just looked at him like, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, he said he's something like 14 assists away from equaling Kevin De Bruyne, from being the most assists in a season. I was thinking, that's still 14 assists.
Won a game. It's not
I'm sorry. All right, fine. They're doing well under Carrick. So they've won 3 games against Arsenal, who are they're in one tournament,
literally
which they can't win. They can't.
Yeah,
They're not. They're not going to win the Premier League.
it's
So
impossible.
yeah,
Surely.
yeah,
Oh, mate,
yeah.
unbelievable. I've got a one second. We've got a comment here from Shri. Alex ain't having it. Get him to the barber shop ASAP, Rocky. The guy, honestly, his hair is
Yeah.
he's like mental.
He
So
looks like Brian May from Queen.
Yeah.
That's a compliment. That is, Jesus Christ.
I mean, fair play to him for going along with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right, Alex, I'm covering up your face on this one. Let me just come and bring us back. So, question. He said, this is from D-Day Spring again. How will you rate this season in our history if we play Man City multiple times and we win all trophies? I mean, it's pretty good to be the best season ever, isn't it? You know, if you're looking historically, we've done the double. We've never done a
That's
treble.
the most we've done is a double. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would have been what, FA Cup. I think that's about as exciting as it got.
I class like Premier League, and if our double was Premier League and Champions League, then that trumps the double that we
agreed, mate.
got before. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I just think, and this isn't being unrealistic, but I think we can win it all. And I just I'd absolutely love it even more so if we did, because it would just shut everyone else up.
Yeah.
Because doing the quadruple, how can you be the worst team ever to win the Premier League?
Because every team in Europe was rubbish this year.
Yeah.
Every single team in the whole of Europe was.
Every single team apart from Arsenal were rubbish.
Yes, they've all dropped off at the same time.
You still got to beat them, whether they're rubbish or not. You still got to beat them. And I just,
it's
and
so true.
I always think sometimes a lot of teams step up against the bigger teams and bigger rivals, and I think that's maybe where this season we've come a little bit short in that. Obviously, we lost to United, but drawing and losing to Liverpool, drawing with Man City at home, drawing with Chelsea.
You've said it right, Josh. Like that, we are everyone's cup final, and you can see that when anyone we've been beaten. What is it? 3 times, and even the games we've drawn, the way the teams are celebrated about getting a draw against us. So that we literally are everyone's cup final this year.
No, it's just you're spot on. D-Day Springs also saying, he says, I consider, I don't know about it, I believe this, but Man United are very good team, very good, although playing a game weekly. We barely won the first match and they beat us at home. Let's see what they next season.
Yeah, next season will be interesting.
They have spent a hell of a lot of money.
For them, next season, it's more about who they get in as a manager. Do they keep Carrick, depending on how well he does for the rest of the season? If they do,
they've got to stick with someone.
Yeah, just stick with Carrick. At the moment, you go, well, Carrick's got the job, surely. Like the way they've been playing.
Is though, it's clubs like that have obviously they've got a lot of history, a lot of pedigree. Similarly to Chelsea, obviously that's a little bit more recent in history. But they almost, it's almost like they feel like it's owed to them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's like they should be given this like right to be at the top. And
say the same thing about us.
They're so badly run as clubs. Like the ownership is a joke.
Yeah, agreed on that one, mate.
And most of their own fans would even agree on that. The amount of like they've got like supporter groups, haven't they? Both like Chelsea and Man United have got like supporter groups that are completely against the ownership of the clubs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't see that at Arsenal.
No. I think a few years ago it was.
I'm an Arsenal fan, but I just feel like, I've always felt that our club has just been run properly. Like we've had 3 managers in 30 odd years. Do you know what I mean?
And when you look at the Chelsea, I mean, there's literally a list. Like at Christmas, like kid gets a list and just keeps rolling. It's full of managers. We've had 3, and it just It's so different.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know, again, we've spent a lot of money over the last sort of 5 years, let's say, since Arteta's been in. You know, we have spent an awful lot of money, but we've always kind of run the club as a business. It's always been, you know, we never used to sort of lose money.
It's sustainable, isn't it, in what we've done?
Yeah. Obviously, with what, you know, especially when Wenger sort of brought it in, and you had like the David Deans and all that in the background, and it was just always a very well run club, and I think it was always quite well respected in that regard. But yeah, I just think these other, like Man United, I just don't. You're going to go through slumps. You're going to go through slumps as a club, like we have, but we managed to be the most consistent in terms of staying there or thereabouts. You know, okay, we might not have ever been like challengers or like, you know, proper challengers for quite some time, but we was always, you know, top four. You know, that's, people used to laugh about it. You know, us sort of like celebrating getting in the top four, you know, by finishing fourth. But it was massive, you know, financially for the club. You know,
especially during that period,
to be in the Champions League year after year after year. You know, for the you know, financial benefit of it, but you also to keep your name in and around all the big kind of European teams.
Or getting players in and stuff like that. All that goes with it, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you know, the Arsenal women's team won the FIFA Club World Cup type thing,
against was it Corinthians?
Corinthians,
yeah. Which, you know, it's a bit of a joke kind of tournament, as it were. But at the end of the day, that's another thing, you know, especially for the women. Obviously, winning the Champions League last season and stuff like that, it's massive for the club.
Yeah, I mean, champions of the world now, essentially, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, I did. Funny enough, I flicked on, and we did kind of end up watching the extra time. I mean, honest, you know, should follow it more, the women's game, but don't watch it enough. But they played well. I saw, I think it was Ford scored the goal, and I was just like, fair play, girls. Come on, like, let's just get a winning mentality as a club, and let's see it all. That's what we want to see. So, you know, fair play to them all round. So, just seeing if I could find a graphic I could put up, but can't seem to find. But yeah, no. So fair play to the girls, you know, and all may continue. Hopefully, we can, you know, bring some more silverware. I think from the men's side, because I think we're bloody destined. So we've got to.
Yeah. I think this is our season to do it. Even more so than sort of previous seasons. Well, even prior to Arteta being in, you know, there was obviously the season where Leicester won it, you know, and we was sort of up there as well, and ended up dropping off right at the end. But you know, I just feel like this is definitely our sort of season. If we, you know,
we were the only team that beat Leicester home and away that year.
Oh, really? That's a good stat, mate. I like that. It's a big thing, though, isn't it? Let's be honest. Like that, the whole Leicester time was just crazy when you look back at it now. To do what they did and then just disappear literally after the season.
But they disappeared because they lost all their players. They won, and everyone was like, and Man City went, right, we'll have Mahrez.
Oh God, Mahrez.
Who else did they? They had Kante. Yeah, Kante
went to Chelsea, Drinkwater. Now he's a labourer on the building site.
I wouldn't be surprised. But just to stick it out there, the girls celebrating. Drink. Oh yeah.
Oh nice. Yeah.
It is mad, isn't it? Absolutely, how the mighty fall. But you do get that, you know. And there's going to be a lot of teams. I mean, when you look at the teams and the players that have come through or coming through now from other clubs, you go, right, who's going to get snapped up at the summer? Who do you think is going to go? Anyone you got in view for summer transfers? Because we've done a lot last summer. We're not doing anything in Jan, realistically.
Again, I've previously mentioned this, and I've mentioned it on the podcasts. When people have said, like, who would you buy? This was before Christmas, and I said Julian Alvarez.
Yeah,
and obviously there's been a lot of talk about it in this transfer window. Not for us necessarily to get in this transfer window, but you know, in talks with him for potentially in the summer.
Yeah.
and he is 100% someone that I would go for. I just
if you
feel
want
like
some mileage,
he's got all of them attributes of a striker, a number 9 that we kind of need. You know, he scores a lot of goals from outside the box. You know, he's a very good finisher, very good finisher. And yeah, I really rate him.
I'm just having a quick look at Eddie News.
You would be looking at probably about 100 million, I reckon. So
yeah, he's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, especially when you've just spent 60 whatever million on Gyökeres the season before. You know, and it's not to say that it'd be replacing him at all. I just think that would be adding, if anything, just to give us more depth up top.
So who are we getting rid of? Jesus is going if he comes in. Is that what you're saying?
No.
You think
I wouldn't get rid of anyone. Just have a bigger squad.
Just add him to it. I suppose if you keep, Havertz in midfield, then you go.
I would personally think about the likes of, despite him having a very good season, he is 30 now. Trossard potentially going.
I mean, right, yeah.
And that, not that it would be a direct replacement, but it's another attacking player. So if anything, that would be the switch. So you'd have Trossard going and Alvarez coming in, because Jesus can play out on the wings as well. So you know, he could play that role that Trossard plays.
There is that as well. It's a tricky one. The only other transfer that obviously this happened, I suppose we can talk about. Well, not really. But obviously we've lost our old left back. He was on loan to Nottingham Forest, and he's gone over to
Zinchenko.
Yeah, $1.5 million.
He's gone to Ajax.
I just think it's so cheap, isn't it? Like, I don't understand. Obviously, why do we let him go so cheap? We're so bad at selling, I feel, sometimes. I know it's just like wages, cut, fair enough. We just go, sure.
Yeah, I think the trouble is, obviously we're not a selling club at the moment. And I don't know if everyone really, have we? No, not really, no. I think that's where we need to look at maybe some of the youth players that come through in terms of their development and whether they go out on these loans and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if you see, there's a player who used to play for Arsenal. He's a right back, I think, Norton Cuffy.
Oh yeah.
And he's been playing out in Serie A for Bologna. Having a really good season out there, and I don't know if the transfer has gone through, but Inter have come in for him, and there is a sell-on clause so we would get a percentage of that.
Okay.
But it's things like that where we could, not that I'd ever want to get rid of like Lewis Skelly or Ranieri, because I think, Max Dowman, for instance, I think they're the sort of players that we need to keep hold of forever.
And
that's
the future, isn't it?
Develop into the team to become, the mainstays of, that sort of English core as well. But if, for instance, there was another player coming through who reduced a bit, could we then look at maybe selling them? So essentially, they cost us nothing apart from development, and then you sell them for a big profit.
Maybe.
I love Higuain. I wanted him at Arsenal so much,
but he was a flop at Chelsea, really, wasn't he?
Yeah.
How old is he now, though? Are we talking?
Oh no, you wouldn't have him now. He's about 45.
I was going to say, he's got to be bloody ancient. There was a couple of comments here. Trossard is 31, no? Yeah. As far as I'm aware, Trossard is about 31. That's why it was kind of, we could have gone in the summer and we probably would have gone fair enough. But I'm so glad we kept him because he's actually had an incredible season, and he's at the moment the starter over Martinelli, who's the younger of the two players, but the more consistent, I think, out of everyone. And then Nostradamus, it's a great name, by the way, 86. January to get sold. He's getting sold, he says. Valuation will rise by June, Emil Smith-Rowe settings.
No, they're not going to settle there.
I know, but
No.
I don't think so.
Am I right in thinking that there's?
I could see him going on another loan next season.
Yeah, I mean, I to be honest, I could as well. Josh is the honest answer, but I would.
But I'd like to see him go on loan to say like an AC Milan or someone like that. I mean, Marseille's a good club, but I think the French league's not amazing.
I think they've just got good connections because of previous players going there. Like,
of course, yeah.
But it says, well, what did we make on the Tavares sell-on fee? I'll have to look that up to this video because I have no idea. Tavares.
Nuno Tavares.
Would be loads. You're not breaking the bank. I'll have a little Google. We'll check it out. But I don't think you're breaking the bank over that one. And yeah, this is cheers, fellas. But yeah, no worries, mate. Get involved. Any more questions? Let us know. But yeah, sort of rounding up obviously the week to a certain extent. Because we've got a couple of games obviously to talk about, predictions as well with tomorrow night's game, which I'm excited. I think it's going to be a really good, entertaining game again. I think it's going to be goals. I think there's going to be goals from both teams again. I think the way it's playing out, they've been scoring for fun. They had a hell of a comeback the other day, didn't they, from West Ham? Oh, West Ham.
Did you see the trial rate?
Oh my God! It was so good.
That was so funny.
he just froze Cucurella. And then
Cucurella like he was a bag.
Yeah, it was so good. Just sort of like João Pedro thought, "Oh, I'm not having that," and like pushes him. And then he turns around and he sort of goes, "Oh no!"
I forgot I was pushing you.
Everyone's been chatting.
No, it's so funny.
Bigger and bigger. In like I've seen photos of him. He's like 10 foot high, ripped. I'm like, he's not a guy you'd mess with. Let's be honest with everyone. And I think he soon realised when he pushed him and he didn't move. He's like, oh, but mate, it was hilarious. So many memes going around about it. It's so good.
Something with the Chelsea game. We've got quite a few ex-Chelsea players now. Like we've got Havertz. He's fit. Kepa will probably be in goal again, and
Madueke.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll play Kepa still?
Yeah, I think he'll keep Kepa in.
He should.
I think he'll keep Kepa in all the way to the final. I think even in the final he'll keep him in.
Yeah. Exactly. Unfortunately, I think he will. I'm not too sure it's a good decision, but.
Nostradamus has just put Rice. Sort of, we're playing Rice.
Playing Rice, yeah.
Yeah, and he's ex-Chelsea.
Yeah, sorry I didn't even pick up on that. Of course, yeah. Obviously, youth team, wasn't he, essentially? But yeah. But I think, what do you think of? So lineups we're going Kepa. Who's going to be playing right?
Yeah.
Going, White.
I reckon Ben White might start. Yeah.
You think Timber because he's like when you look at Lewis Skelly because he's the fourth left back really because you've got Timber as the option probably in front of Lewis Skelly still, but I could see him playing Skelly. I can't actually remember the lineup because it was let me bring it up. Do you remember the lineup, fellas? I'll bring it up just
from the previous.
I think
no.
I don't think White. I think it was White.
I think Ben.
I think Timber might have been on the other side because Calafiori was injured. I think Capio was injured, I think.
All right. Let me just... I've got it here. Actually, I'll put it on screen in a sec. I just got to grab it. And then we can look and compare. Because obviously you've got the scores, the player ratings are on here as well, which is quite interesting. But going forward, with some of the players, crazy. I mean, we had a good squad. We played really well. Rice was the highest on that pitch, 8.3 of a rating as well. Let me just bring it up, boys, because I think it's really interesting actually looking at this. And here we go. And bang. Right. So this was the scores from the previous game. This is the layout as well. So yeah, look. I don't know if you can see it because it might be smaller on your phone screens. But yeah, Rice was 8.3. I'm going to talk you through it. Kepa was 6.7 compared to Sanchez at 5.4. Cucurella, he was getting done. He got that yellow card because he was always just kicked Saka, which is infuriating. But Saka had a good game in fairness, but realistically he's not going to probably be playing, is he? So you're going to have that's going to be a change. You're going to have Madueke back in. Yeah. Odegaard started last time with Rice and Zubimendi. that could change.
I've got
again.
a feeling Havertz might start again.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
And playing
Trossard
in
on the
that
left.
role.
Yeah, no, yeah, completely. Would you say Trossard played last time? Would he start again, or would you put Martinelli in? Martinelli to start, maybe.
Do you know what?
I'd put Martinelli in.
Yeah.
I'd put Jesus out there.
We can play on
Jesus
the
on the
wing.
left. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I'd
left
put him
wing,
out
right?
there and then bring on Martinelli on about 70 minutes to score on the counter attack.
It'll be really interesting. But you got D-Day Spring saying full strength team for tomorrow. I mean, where it's the League Cup, they are going to rotate still, and I think I'm always surprised going, well, as it gets further on, is he going to go for it? But no, actually, I think he'll still stick to his guns. You know,
I think the difference now is that when we rotate, it's not
a massive.
You never
drop
feel
off.
like, oh, that's a massive weakness, isn't it? There,
It's
like
still
for me, literally the only weakness is Kepa in goal because he's not done anything wrong necessarily so far when he's been in goal, but
he's not Raya.
He's not Raya. He's not as good with his feet. I feel like he's got a few too many mistakes in him. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like he's going to try and make it all about him, especially against an old team.
Okay. We'll put this to the chat box as well if people are watching out there. And obviously, if you're watching on catch up, drop your predictions in, you know, if you're seeing this before the Chelsea game, because it's always interesting. But if we're going from a 0-0, you know, for tomorrow, what do we think score-wise you would predict, fellas? What are you going for?
I'm going to go 4-1.
4-1.
Martinelli to score.
I'm going to go 3-2 again to us.
6-4 aggregate.
I mean, it's really hard. I do think it's going to be like would you say a 3-1 maybe? I think they'll score, but I don't think we'll concede any more than one. But I think we could score, 3-1 for me. That's my predictions. Goal scorers. Gyökeres going for it.
Well, I'll put Martinelli.
Havertz.
Yeah, Havertz was my next shout. But I think all good choices. All people who are scoring. I think we're all very.
Or Owen.
Owen's goal got disallowed and given to Madueke, so I've given up on Owen.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh dear. And, so Nostradamus says Calafiori and Martinelli have a quality understanding down that left hand side. So Setford, hopefully our subkeeper next season. Setford hopefully.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm a bit not annoyed, but the fact that obviously we bought Kepa in. Obviously, he's got a lot of experience. I mean, I don't know if he still is, but I think he's still the most expensive goalkeeper, isn't he?
Something like 72 million, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, you know, he's no mug, but I was quite excited when we got Setford because, I mean, I know he's English, but he was at Ajax, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's something about him. I like the way he looks.
Opportunities.
I like the way he looks.
Yeah, you like the way cut of his
so yeah, you know when sometimes you look at a footballer and you go, they look like a good footballer. And 9 times out of 10 they are. You know, it's the ones that don't look like a good footballer that, you know, they might surprise you, but 9 times out of 10 then they are rubbish.
like Cucurella.
Yeah.
Who's picking up? I know he's the one I hate the most out of the Chelsea players, and hate's a strong word. He's got that face you want to.
Yeah, do you know what? I actually had a little bit of not a soft spot, but I kind of thought, oh, maybe you're not a complete and utter cunt. There was an interview. There was an interview. This is actually for the kids in a way. There was an interview with him, and he's got quite a severely autistic son. And I thought, exactly. It does. It makes you feel bad, and you think, oh, maybe you're just, you know, actually you're all right. But Enzo Fernandez, one massive.
But he's a half decent player, but I can't stand him either. And he scored the winner the other night, didn't he? I think, is that right?
Yeah.
I saw him.
Cannot stand him. Yeah, I think we've said this before in messaging. I don't know if it's because of the Falklands or what. I just don't like him.
It goes that deep, Josh. It goes really deep.
Yeah, it runs deep with the RGs. Yeah.
Oh, boys. And then so All right, that's settled. So Chelsea, we're going to absolutely obliterate them tomorrow. We're going to have a good chat about this next week. But also we've got Sunderland to talk about. So what do we think? Sunderland is a big game. We just want to continue the momentum going. So what are we thinking against Sunderland? I think we must play on. Is it Saturday? Saturday, is it?
I think
it's Saturday.
Yeah. Hope so, because I'm at work. Let's have a look. I can't even see it. Arsenal Sunderland. It's 3:00. 3:00 on. That's no good. 3:00, and I'm gonna have to go to another country to watch it. It's awful. Or use my VPN. Yeah, it just winds me up. To be honest with you, Nostradamus is saying, "Who's the ref for tomorrow?" Oh, I don't know, mate. We'll find out.
They're all rubbish.
I know whoever it is, they're bloody awful. Can guarantee it, really. So fixtures coming up. So Chelsea game. Will it sell me?
It's Mikel Arteta.
If it is, mate, can you imagine? It doesn't actually give the details on the app I use, so probably because I don't pay for it. But no, it hasn't actually got anyone.
Sunderland, I think we will. I think. Do you know what? It'll depend a lot on what the score is tomorrow. If my prediction is correct, and we win 4-1, I think we will beat Sunderland 3-0.
Oh, okay.
And Gyökeres,
a lot of goals. Gyökeres, he's stolen Gyökeres back from me. Okay, what are you saying, Alex? What's your score predictions? Because I'm not writing it down, but it's recorded, so you can't go back on it.
2-0. 2-0.
I'm not writing it down. But it's recorded.
No.
Yeah, it's good. Proof is there. 2-0.
4-0.
4-0.
No, I think it's 4-0. Yeah.
Wow, Jesus.
I reckon we're gonna smash him at home.
I'd love to teach him a lesson just from the 2-2 with him before. Dan Ballard, probably needs to get injured, something. But fair play. He's ex-Arsenal and he's just bloody typical to score about it. But I think, if I'm going to go, I'm going to go 3-1 again. 2-0's been my score, Josh, as you know. But 3-1, I fancy. I don't feel we're going to keep a clean sheet there because it's just one of those things. They might score first and then we'll come back and blow them away. Is kind of how my head might be working in a minute. But Nostradamus is saying Xhaka to score and get sent off on the weekend. Yeah, I mean, anything could happen. Put some money on that, mate, because I think that's a good one. But
I reckon the odds will be low on that.
But I think the reception form will be all good, to be fair. But I think that, I think everyone will greet him back in nicely.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, we all love Xhaka, and he was pretty respectful last time, but not on the pitch. He's a different man. But D-Day Spring, no predictions, mate. Now you've got to have a prediction. We want to hear from you what your predictions are, because it means a lot for us, the community. We want to know where people's heads are at. We're all very ultra positive.
Unless he's a booking, he's not allowed to.
Oh, well, are you a bookie? You can tell us that. And then Nostradamus has put on here, Peter Banks is the ref. And he put, then who the fuck is that?
Who?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Peter Banks.
Peter Banks.
He sounds like an interesting
not
guy.
Rob the Bank, is it?
No, I was thinking Banksy. Maybe it's Banksy. I don't know. But no, don't know.
Banksy.
Yeah, North Banksy is the that guy in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, so some positive results to come. Really positive week. I think big weekend, but I'll be texting everyone tomorrow. I mean, I probably need to let you know. Our previous video, me and Josh did a couple of weeks ago, Josh, because we mentioned the American president's name and maybe derogatory. I think it kind of got bad shadow banned off. So we've got to be really careful.
So
in future. Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
The fact that I've said twice, now 3 times.
That doesn't matter, it seems. When we did the live watching on, it's what you say about him, because it's an American thing. I think they get flagged. Yeah, it'll be banned now, banned for life. Right, Nostradamus is giving us a prediction as well. Thank you, mate. So he's saying 3-1 the Arsenal tomorrow. Okay, same as me. Agree. Let's see what happens, but we can review it. So next Monday we're going to come back. We're going to review it. We might do. I might jump in midweek if anyone's about, but we normally do. This is the Arsenal forecast. We're missing a member. There's normally 4 of us talking, but I have invited people in if they want to chat in the past. But equally, we might do a midweek just to kind of recap on obviously the Chelsea game as well. We'll see how we go this week. But couple more comments coming in. So D-Day Spring, he says, I just want to enjoy the game and the wins. Predictions raise my expectations unnecessary. Fair enough, mate.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It's just a little bit of fun, but no, fair enough. I do get you on that. And then, yeah, Nostradamus as well. Nostradamus is saying 3-1 on Saturday as well. So, yeah, I think, am I Nostradamus? I think maybe it's me. So we are the same person. I've never seen him in the same room as me. So there you go. But yeah, guys, any other questions to round up the week?
What are you going to have for dinner, Dan?
Oh, I've eaten already, mate. Go on.
It's I don't know if it's rubbish what I'm reading about Odegaard having a bit of beef with Arteta.
Beef?
Has he thought? Has he?
Because he didn't start.
I don't know if it's rubbish. Like I've read it on a few things. Yeah.
Where have you read it? Check the sources, mate.
One was Sport Bible.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a joke, though, isn't it? Sport Bible was a joke.
Banned. They own YouTube.
Bible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Jesus has banned us as well. Oh no, I said
Jesus is welcome.
Yeah, he's welcome anytime. Nostradamus says all set piece goals for tomorrow as well. Set pieces.
All set piece goals.
All set pieces. Yeah, we can't. Open play would be good. I see us doing an open play one for. I
think we're going to score a lot more open play goals as of now.
I think I had it before when they can only score set piece, and all of a sudden we didn't score any, and we were all open play. I think you're right. Was it almost Tottenham when we went? It was like 4-1 open play goals, and we'd been all set pieces before that. So yeah, no, I agree with you. I think we're just going to blow teams away. I think I'm just feeling positive again. We had a rough couple of weeks, few weird results, and then we're kind of back on track and feeling positive.
Which every team that goes through spells. Every team does. It's
part of the journey, and we're still going to have rough patches.
Yeah, it's about how you can sort of get through them with sort of limiting the damage, as it were.
Yeah.
Damage limitation. No, exactly.
That's the phrase. That's the
one. Right. Well, we're going to round up. We're going to play us out, boys, and then we're going to catch up, obviously, properly next week. But I'll chat to you all in a little private little bit after, because that's what we can do. Private bit. If you want to follow us, thanks, Alex. Thanks, Josh. But obviously, anyone I've not even mentioned it, subscribe, like, comment. It's all part of the fun. If you've made it this far, you're mad, but definitely subscribe. But and we'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone, and come you gutters. Way! I've got to press the button again.